Hey parents, we know that your kiddo's health is your top priority. So seeing them battle through those sleepless nights and those worrisome moments where they're struggling to breathe because of croup can be just heartbreaking and really scary to say the least. That barking cough called stridor cough that always gets worse at night, right? When the pharmacies are closed, when the pediatrician's offices are closed. And really, you're just worked up and scared and really looking for options at that point, right? Well, in most cases, when you do get to the pediatrician that next day, you're going to be given some corticosteroids or some breathing treatments with albuterol, or sometimes even antibiotics, or maybe even a combination of both. And while those can be really valuable in those moments and in those significant severe moments, what we do know is that it doesn't get to the root cause of the challenge. It doesn't get to the root cause of why that croup infection is there in the first place. So it tends to come back, right? If we're not getting after the root cause, then it's still there. So when the seasons change, or when your kiddo has a cold, or when they start teething, then that croup infection can come right back. Now, if you've done your research, you probably already know that kiddos who struggle with chronic croup infections tend to have more issues, higher risk of things like allergies and asthma, and even other respiratory issues later in life. So that's what this video is going to be about. We wanted to really dig into the root cause of croup, get to the bottom of it so that you know how to treat it, and then even better, how to prevent it in the future. So what is croup? Croup is a respiratory infection. It's where the throat and the lungs and really just that whole breathing airway process gets compromised. And it's really just because of where that virus sets up shop. Now, medically, croup is diagnosed by its symptoms, right? When you go to the pediatrician, they may listen to your kiddo's lungs with a stethoscope. They may put on that pulse ox on their finger to make sure they're getting enough oxygen. And even in some more severe cases, they may do a chest x-ray to really make sure that everything's okay as far as that breathing process goes. But really, when it comes down to it, that barking stridor cough is so distinctive that that's usually the easiest way to diagnose croup. Now, we hear all the time in our office a number of misconceptions about what really causes croup. And one of the biggest ones that we hear all the time is that, you know what, some kiddos just have smaller airways. And some kiddos just have more inflammation naturally in their body. And really, as neurologically focused pediatric chiropractors, we ask different questions. We look at it from a different perspective. And so our question is, okay, but why is that airway smaller in the first place? Why is there more inflammation in the first place? Why is that irritation there? And the answer is that when there is tension on the muscles and nerves going to the neck, going to the lungs, and going to those airways, then there's more tension in those systems. So there's more constriction and much more likely to be inflammation and irritation. So the virus just can't get pushed out through those natural lymphatic drainage and immune system pathways. When there is constriction, when there is inflammation and irritation, that virus, the body's natural abilities to get rid of it, just can't happen at their best. So the actual root cause of croup is stress and tension on the nervous system. And we call that subluxation. But when that subluxation, when that stress on the nervous system is there, it will create constriction in the lungs, constriction in that airway, so that inflammation, irritation set up shop, and that virus can't pass through. So what are the natural things that you can do to really help your kiddo during those times? And the number one thing that you can do is neurologically focused pediatric chiropractic care. If the root cause is stress and tension on the nervous system, then removing that stress from the nervous system is the way to go after it in a natural, drug-free way. And neurologically focused pediatric chiropractors are experts in that, removing stress from the nervous system so that your kiddo's body and nervous system and brain can communicate and that constriction can be eliminated. Also, when we make these safe, gentle neurotonal adjustments, it actually helps to bring the tone of the sympathetic nervous system down. So the sympathetic nervous system is what's responsible for creating that inflammatory response in the first place. So if we can calm that system down, that inflammation can naturally be reduced as well. Now, I know that when you are in the thick of it and it's the middle of the night and your kiddo is really struggling to breathe, we may not have a pediatric chiropractor that's open at 2 a.m. At least we're not. So there are definitely some natural things that you can do. And the article linked to this video has some really great holistic, natural recommendations of things that you can do for your kiddo. So we'll talk about a few of them here. Things like a humidifier. And my favorite thing to have parents do is to put their kiddo in the bathroom, turn on the shower really high, get that steam really going, and let your kiddo really breathe that warm, moist heat. That will help to really comfort and get those airways opened up. Then after a few minutes in there, wrap them in a towel, take them outside to that cooler, dry air. And just the change in the temperatures and the change in the moisture in the air can help to relax that inflammation, deconstrict those airways, and really promote that natural breathing. Other things that you can do are essential oils, balms and body rubs, and all kinds of things that you can buy at either natural holistic stores or even on Amazon these days. Those are all things that are fantastic to use in the moment when that kiddo is really, really struggling. Now, the cool thing about this is that when you start getting these chiropractic adjustments, these neurologically focused chiropractic adjustments, not only is it going to help in the moment with that infection, with that constriction and inflammation, but when you're getting these on a consistent basis, it helps to keep the sympathetic nervous system calm and less active. And that's going to also help decrease that inflammation and irritation in the future. And when we can get those kiddos' nervous systems regulated and functioning better and really take that stress off, you will be amazed at the healing that can happen, not only with croup and respiratory type things, but across the board with a lot of other kinds of illnesses, from ear infections to constipation to behavior and emotions and sleep. So it is just riddled with amazing side effects that you would want for your kiddo. So I know there are probably a lot of questions. I wanted to really get through this just so we could get to the root cause, and the article that's linked to this video is fantastic and goes even deeper into that, into croup and its causes and what you can do for it on a natural level. But leave us a comment. Let us know, is there something holistic that that's worked for your kiddo? Let me know if there are any questions or if you have specific questions of what to do. I'd be happy to answer any of those. And if it's something that you'd rather not put in the comments, then feel free to send me a private message. I would love to answer any of those that come through. Then when you're ready, if you are ready, give us a call, schedule an appointment with one of us. If you're not local here in Chattanooga to Sprouting Life Chiropractic, then check out the PX Docs website. It has a listing, a directory of all of the neurologically focused pediatric chiropractors near you. So when you're ready, when you've done all your research and really are ready to try pediatric chiropractic, give us a call. We would love to help. Our goal is to get as many kiddos living their best life and functioning at their best as possible. We just hate to see these kiddos struggle, and especially this time of year when the colds and the croups and the RSVs are going around and it seems to be the norm. It doesn't have to be that way for your kiddo. So thanks so much for watching, y'all. We'll see you next time.